So a few weeks ago, I made a video about what Apple needs to do to fix the Mac lineup, and this last week we had the announcement of all the new M4 Macs. So we finally got new M4 iMacs, M4 Mac Minis, and also M4 MacBook Pros. So I think Apple did a great job with the M4 series chips. I'm really excited about the new models, and I actually bought the M4 Mac Mini base model as a starting point, which they finally upgraded to a base of 16 gigabytes of RAM, which that's just amazing that they finally put that in because that should really be the standard for any Apple computer in today's day and age, especially with Apple Intelligence rolling out too. Probably the biggest con to the Mac Mini is I wish they would have started it out with a 512 gigabyte SSD. Even if they had to bump the price a little bit, I think that would have made a lot of sense for all the power that that machine is going to offer. But I went ahead and bought the base model because I wanted to give it a fair shot, because I know there's some people who are going to want that because it's just $600 for the starting price. So I want to see just how powerful it actually is. We'll do some tests on it with external SSDs as well as just editing everything off the internal SSD as well, and just to see what users can expect. But probably the biggest disappointment of that launch to me is the fact that even though they were really able to beef up the Mac Mini, the new iMacs are very promising, and the MacBook Pros, I think they absolutely nailed. The biggest con to me is that we didn't get the full Mac lineup launched, which I know Apple pretty much never launches a whole Mac lineup at the same time because they got to stagger the releases a little bit. It leads to better sales. But the way that the Mac lineup is structured right now, we still have the M2 Mac Studio, and we have the M3 MacBook Airs, which are still relatively new, and they even changed the specs on the base models of those a little bit. But I would have just loved if Apple could have really leveled the playing field, get everything on the M4 series of chips, and then in the future, maybe we just start to see them release the higher end models first and then the lower end models later. I think the frustrating thing about the way that they're launching stuff right now is if you are a higher end user, you're using stuff professionally, sometimes you have to wait longer to get the machine that you want versus being able to get it from day one. And then it can be a little bit confusing about which one to get. So there is the M4 Pro Mac Mini right now that is probably going to be almost as good as the Mac Studio for most users. There's less graphics cores on those, I believe, but those are going to be really great computers. But there's some people who might just need the M4 Max or the M4 Ultra chip in a desktop computer, and it's still not available. The iMac only is available with the M4 chip right now, no M4 Pro at all. So if you want the all-in-one, which is actually a pretty good deal with the really nice Apple screen that's built into it, then you're just stuck at that base performance model of iMac. So we still really need to see a pro-level iMac that comes out. We haven't had one of those in such a long time, which would be really tempting to buy if you could get all the speed and power and the beautiful display that Apple is known for putting into all their computers in a 27 or a 32-inch iMac Pro. I would have one sitting behind me. That would be an amazing computer. The other thing that's frustrating is now we have that Mac Studio that is just a little bit dated in terms of its performance, and people are saying maybe Q1, maybe Q2 will get the M4 series of Mac Studios next year. So that's a really long time for most people to wait. So I think I'm going to end up picking up a M4 Pro Mac Mini at some point once I decide what all the specs on it I want to have, and just to see how powerful that is, because I think they're going to fit a lot of power in a really small machine. But I do enough with 6K video that I would love to have the extra graphics cores. I really want to do more with some 3D titles and stuff like that. So I know that a Mac Studio series of computer would be really handy for me, but I don't want to get a laptop right now. I've got an M1 Max MacBook Pro that's still running strong for me. I'm doing most of my work here at my desk, so I don't really feel the need to spend all the extra money on getting something into a laptop, especially when a lot of the Apple laptops do end up having some thermal issues, so you can't even use the full power of them sometimes. So that's why I would really love to see Apple come out with the M4 Pro or the M4 Max version of the iMac, also just come out with the top of the line version of the iMac, and then release the M4 Max Studios as well. I think the other thing that they could do if they wanted to fix this is they could just try to come out with 3 chip ranges for the Mac Mini. So I don't think they're able to do it because of the size and the heat that it would create, but if there was an M4 Max version of the Mac Mini as well, that would really bridge the gap between the power of the Mac Studio and the Mac Mini. Because I think for most people, the new Mac Mini is going to be a really good option, but for the pros, the people who are just editing and editing every day, people like me, it would be really nice if you had all the options available when you actually went to go buy. Another frustrating thing is I really like that now we're getting into just having the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro The chips on them all make a lot of sense, except for, again, we just need the M4 series of the MacBook Airs, because then you can have the M4 MacBook Air 13-inch and 15-inch for most standard users who are just doing basic tasks like word processing, email, or also light video editing and photo editing, and then go up to the Pro series if you're doing more intensive photo editing, and also if you're a video editor or you're doing a lot of 3D rendering and things like that. That lineup's going to be pretty much perfect. Just having the Air in 2 sizes with 1 chip, having the Pro in 2 sizes with 3 different chips. I think it's going to be really easy for users to pick there. But it's the desktop situation and also the all-in-ones that just don't quite make sense to me. So hopefully Apple is able to soon get everything launched that they need to have just an even playing field for all the different computers on the market. I'm really excited to see what they continue to come out with, and I'm also really excited to test out this new Mac Mini. It should be getting here in a few days, and I will definitely be unboxing it and putting it to the test, getting some videos up on it as quick as I can. So if you're interested in content like that, subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you along. Also, we just launched channel memberships. We're going to be doing some members only live streams, exclusive giveaways. We've also got some other perks that we're working on too. But if you have any questions about this topic or any thoughts on the new Macs that are coming out, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Hope you have a great day.